All right, so get this. We're diving into something pretty wild today.
Oh, yeah.
It's called ReCamMaster.
A recam
I
mess.
just imagine you're watching, like, a video,
Uh-huh.
and you
Wow.
think, man, I wish I could see this from a different angle.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, with ReCamMaster, you actually can.
That's right. ReCamMaster is this new technology that basically gives you the power of a virtual camera operator, right? So you can take any video and then re-render it along totally new camera paths. It's like having the ability to rewrite the cinematography like after the
So
fact.
it's not just about, tweaking home videos, though, is it? This has,
Yeah.
like, serious implications for, like, professional filmmaking, for gaming, even things like self-driving cars.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, one of the sources that we looked at, it even compares it to like having a virtual film crew at your fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
So think about it. You could reshoot scenes without actually reshooting, saving filmmakers, a ton of time and money.
Right.
And for gamers, like imagine playing your favorite game, but with like dynamic camera angles that like react to your every move.
Okay, so how does it actually work?
Yeah.
Our sources mentioned some pretty complex stuff, like pre-trained diffusion models and massive data sets.
Right.
Can you break it down a little?
Sure. So imagine teaching a computer program how to film, like by showing it thousands upon thousands of videos. That's essentially what the researchers have done with ReCamMaster.
Wow.
They've created this huge data set of, get this, over 136,000 videos, all shot from multiple camera angles in these like incredibly detailed 3D environments.
That is a lot of videos.
It's a lot, yeah.
So it's like giving the AI a crash course in cinematography?
It really is, yeah.
But how does the AI know how to move the camera in a way that, like, makes sense?
Right. Well, that's where things get really clever. They've developed what they call a dual conditioning mechanism.
Dual conditioning mechanism.
Yeah. And this mechanism essentially combines information from the original video with the desired camera path.
So it can take your shaky home video of your dog and smooth it out as if it was shot on a professional Steadicam.
Yeah.
Or it can take, like, a scene from your favorite movie and let you fly through it as if you were, like, right there on set.
That's wild. So it's not just about re-rendering the existing footage.
Right.
Sources also talk about things like video stabilization, super resolution,
Right.
even extending the frame of a video to reveal more of the scene.
That's right, yeah.
What are the possibilities there?
Well, the possibilities are huge.
Yeah.
Imagine taking a blurry old VHS recording and upscaling it to, like, crystal clear HD quality.
Yeah.
Or, picture yourself watching, like, a classic movie and suddenly you can see beyond the edges of the frame, revealing, like, details that were never meant to be seen.
So it's like unlocking hidden content within the video itself.
Yeah, exactly. And this technology also has major implications for, like, virtual reality and gaming. Think about VR experiences that are truly immersive because the environment responds realistically to your every movement. So we're talking like next level realism in video games and VR.
Precisely, yeah. And let's not forget about the potential impact on like autonomous driving too. Imagine being able to generate tons of training data for self-driving cars, exposing them to like a variety of scenarios and camera perspectives.
So ReCamMaster could actually make our roads safer.
That's the idea, yeah. It's about giving these cars the ability to perceive and react to the world in a way that's closer to like how humans do it. But of course, like ReCamMaster isn't the only player in the game. There are other cutting-edge video generation models out there, each with its own, strengths and weaknesses.
Okay, let's dive into that a bit. Our sources mention a couple of key competitors, GE3C and Trajectory Crafter. How do those models compare to ReCamMaster?
Okay, so GeoMan3C is interesting because it focuses on like maintaining 3D consistency. It uses what are called point clouds to create like a sort of 3D blueprint of the scene, right? And this allows the AI to like move the camera around while ensuring that objects stay in the right place and like perspective shifts accurately.
So it's like giving the AI a deeper understanding of the spatial relationships within the scene.
Exactly, yeah. Now, Trajectory Crafter takes a slightly different approach. Imagine taking a simple video shot on your phone and then being able to generate a whole range of like new viewpoints from that single video. It's like giving you the freedom to explore the scene like as if you were there with a drone.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So how does ReCamMaster measure up against these other impressive models? What makes it stand out?
Well, ReCamMaster really shines because of that massive multi-camera data set we talked about earlier. And it leverages the power of those pre-trained diffusion models, which are essentially giving it like a deep understanding of how real-world objects and environments look from different perspectives.
So it's the combination of data and advanced AI that gives ReCamMaster its edge.
Right. It seems to be achieving a level of realism and control that's pretty groundbreaking. But of course, like any new technology, it has limitations.
Right. There are always limitations.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that the researchers are still working on?
Well, one of the biggest challenges is just like computational power. Running ReCamMaster requires some serious processing muscle, so this isn't something you'll be doing on your smartphone anytime soon.
So we're not going to be seeing live streams with adjustable camera angles during the Super Bowl just yet.
Not quite. Real-time performance is definitely something they're still working on, yeah.
Okay, so no instant replays from every angle. What are some of the other areas they're looking to improve?
So they're exploring things like domain adaptation, which would allow ReCamMaster to work with a wider range of videos, not just the ones it's been trained on. They're also working on enhancing the 3D modeling capabilities to make the generated footage even more realistic.
So it's really just the beginning for ReCamMaster.
Yeah, it is.
Who knows what the future holds for this technology?
Yeah. Exactly. It's a fascinating glimpse into the future of, like, video production and manipulation. And it raises some really interesting questions about, like, the very nature of reality in a world where AI can create such convincing imagery.
That's a great point. If we can manipulate video this easily, how do we know it's real anymore?
Right.
We'll definitely need to unpack that idea further.
Yeah.
But first, let's take a closer look at how ReCamMaster actually works under the hood.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. We'll break down the technical aspects in a way that's easy to understand. Okay, so let's try and understand how this whole thing works, without getting too lost in the technical jargon. Think of ReCamMaster as having like two main parts, an encoder and a decoder. So the encoder is like the eyes of the system, right?
Yeah.
Analyzes that input video, breaking it down into its core components.
So let's figure out like what's in the scene, how things are moving,
Yeah.
how the light is hitting every.
Precisely. It's like taking a detailed inventory of all the visual information in the video. And while it's doing that, there's another encoder that's specifically focused on like understanding the desired camera path. So it's figuring out how the camera needs to move to, achieve that desired shot.
You're telling me it's actually like analyzing the way a human camera operator would move the camera.
In a way, yeah. It's learning from all those thousands of videos in its data set, understanding the nuances of camera movement and shot composition.
Okay, so we have these two encoders, one analyzing the video and the other analyzing the camera path. What happens next?
Well, this is where the decoder comes in. The decoder is like the brain of the system, right?
Yeah.
It takes all that information from both encoders and uses it to generate the new video frames. So it's essentially reimagining the scene from a completely new perspective.
And that's where the dual conditioning mechanism comes into play, right?
Yeah.
Making sure the new footage matches the original video
Yeah.
while following that new camera path.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a delicate balancing act. You need to make sure the new footage is both accurate and like creatively aligned with that new camera perspective.
Our sources mentioned that ReCamMaster is already performing incredibly well, even surpassing some of its competitors in certain areas. Do we have any idea how they're measuring that performance?
While we don't have like specific numbers yet, the researchers have released some teaser videos on their GitHub repository, and the results are pretty astounding. You can actually see ReCamMaster in action, and it's really impressive.
We'll definitely include a link to that in the show notes so you can check it out.
Definitely check it out.
So this all sounds incredibly promising, but is anyone actually using ReCamMaster out in the real world yet?
It's still early days for ReCamMaster. It's very much in the research and development phase, but the potential applications are already generating like a lot of buzz in various industries.
Let's talk about those applications. We've touched on them briefly, but I think it'd be helpful to, break them down by industry. Let's start with film and television. How could ReCamMaster revolutionize the way movies and TV shows are made?
So imagine a director being able to make like camera adjustments after filming is complete. They could essentially reshoot scenes virtually, saving studios a ton of time and money.
So no more expensive reshoots just because the director decided they wanted a different angle?
Exactly, yeah. It could streamline the entire production process and open up like a whole new world of creative possibilities.
That's a game changer for filmmakers. What about the world of video games? How could ReCamMaster impact game development?
Oh, the potential in gaming is huge. We could see like more dynamic and immersive camera systems creating truly cinematic gameplay experiences. Imagine playing a first-person shooter and being able to smoothly transition between, different camera perspectives on the fly.
Or think about open-world games where the camera dynamically adapts to the action, giving you the best possible view of the, unfolding events.
Right, yeah. It could completely transform the way we experience video games. And let's not forget about virtual reality and augmented reality. ReCamMaster could be used to create incredibly realistic virtual environments that respond seamlessly to user movement.
VR experiences that feel truly immersive,
Yeah.
with none of the limitations of traditional camera systems.
Exactly. And then, of course, there's the potential impact on autonomous driving. Imagine using ReCamMaster to generate massive amounts of training data for self-driving cars, exposing them to like countless different scenarios and perspectives on the road.
So we're talking about safer, more reliable self-driving cars, thanks to ReCamMaster.
That's the hope. It could significantly accelerate the development of autonomous driving technology by, providing those cars with a richer understanding of the world around them. And, beyond those specific industries, imagine the impact on content creation as a whole.
You're talking about social media, online videos, even amateur filmmaking.
Absolutely, yeah. Everyone could have access to tools that allow them to, stabilize shaky footage, upscale low-resolution videos, and create professional-looking camera movements. It could democratize high-quality video production, making it easier for, like, anyone to create engaging and compelling content.
This all sounds incredibly exciting, but we'd be remiss if we didn't address some of the potential downsides. We've talked about computational limitations, but are there any other challenges or concerns that we should be thinking about?
Well, one thing that comes to mind is the potential for misuse. If this technology gets into the wrong hands, it could be used to create incredibly convincing fake videos that could be used for malicious purposes.
That's a scary thought. We're already seeing the rise of deep fakes and other forms of AI-generated misinformation. ReCamMaster could potentially make that problem even worse.
That's right, yeah. We need to be aware of the potential for misuse and develop strategies to mitigate those risks. But it's also important to remember that technology is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for evil.
So it's not about demonizing the technology itself, but about being mindful of its potential impact and using it responsibly.
Exactly, yeah. We need to have open and honest conversations about the ethical implications of this technology and develop safeguards to prevent its misuse.
So it's a balancing act, embracing the incredible potential while also being aware of the potential risks.
It is, yeah.
What's your overall take on ReCamMaster? Are you optimistic, cautious, or somewhere in between?
I'm cautiously optimistic. I think ReCamMaster represents a significant leap forward in video technology, and I'm excited to see how it evolves in the coming years. But I also think it's crucial that we proceed with caution and make sure we're asking, the right questions about its potential impact on society.
That's a great point. It's not enough to simply marvel at the technology, right?
Right.
We need to be thinking critically about its implications and how we can harness its power for good while, mitigating the potential risks.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a
Yeah.
conversation that we all need to be a part of.
This has been an incredibly insightful conversation. We've covered a lot of ground, from the technical details of how ReCamMaster works to, the potential impact it could have on various industries and society as a whole.
Yeah, it has.
But there's one more thing I'd like to touch on before we wrap things up.
Okay.
What are some of the other innovations happening right now in the field of AI-powered video?
That's a great question. So ReCamMaster is just the tip of the iceberg. We're seeing a whole wave of innovation in this space. Remember those diffusion models we talked about? Well, researchers are finding all sorts of creative ways to use them for video editing and manipulation.
I'm all ears.
Yeah.
What are some of the most exciting developments you're seeing?
One that's really interesting is the use of diffusion models for real-time video editing. There's a model called diffusion as shader.
Diffusion as shader.
Yeah. That's being explored for this.
So instead of applying effects after the video is shot, you can actually apply them live as the video is being captured.
That's the idea. Imagine being able to change the lighting, the style, even the content of a video feed, in real time. It could revolutionize live streaming, video conferencing, even, the way we interact with the world through augmented reality.
It's like having a virtual film studio at your disposal.
Yeah, wherever you go.
Wherever you go. What other exciting advancements are on the horizon?
Well, another area that's really heating up is neural rendering. This involves using AI to create photorealistic 3D environments from images or videos.
So instead of meticulously building those environments by hand, the AI can just learn them from existing visual data.
Exactly, yeah. And this has huge implications for, gaming, VR, and even things like architectural design and city planning. Imagine being able to create a virtual replica of an entire city just by feeding the AI like photos and videos of that city.
It's like having a digital twin of the physical world.
Yeah, yeah.
As we wrap up our deep dive into ReCamMaster and the world of AI-powered video, I think it's important to, step back and consider the broader implications of these advancements.
Yeah, you're right. These technologies are incredibly powerful, and with great power comes great responsibility.
It's true.
We need to be thinking about the ethical implications of this technology, not just the technical ones.
Absolutely. We've already touched on the potential for misuse, but what are some of the other societal impacts we should be considering?
Well, one of the biggest challenges we face is the potential erosion of trust in, visual media.
Hmm.
As AI becomes more sophisticated at creating realistic video, it becomes increasingly difficult to distinguish between what's real and what's fake.
So we're entering a world where, seeing is believing may no longer be a reliable way to assess the authenticity of visual information.
Right.
What can we do to navigate this new reality?
Well, for starters, we need to develop a more critical eye when, consuming visual media. We can't just passively accept everything we see as truth. We need to question the source, consider the context, and be aware of, the potential for manipulation.
So it's about becoming more media savvy and learning how to spot those potential red flags.
Exactly, yeah. And, on a broader level, we need to be having, open and honest conversations about the ethical implications of these technologies. How do we balance the potential benefits with the potential risks? How do we prevent misuse while still fostering innovation?
It's a complex issue with no easy answers, but it's a conversation that we need to be having as a society.
It is, yeah, it is.
This has been an incredibly informative and thought-provoking deep dive.
It has, yeah.
We've explored the cutting edge of AI-powered video,
Yeah.
from the mind-blowing capabilities of ReCamMaster to, the broader societal implications of these advancements.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure exploring this fascinating topic with you.
Likewise.
It's clear that we're standing at the precipice of a major technological shift. And it's going to be interesting to see how it all unfolds.
So what's the final takeaway for our listeners? What should they be thinking about as they go about their day, encountering all sorts of video content online and in the real world?
I think the key is to remain curious, but also critical. Don't be afraid to ask questions about the videos you see. Where did this come from? Who created it? What's the purpose? By, engaging with visual media in a more mindful and discerning way, we can help shape a future where these powerful technologies are used for good.
That's a great point. We need to be active participants, not passive consumers, in this rapidly evolving media landscape.
We do, yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI-powered video. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those cameras rolling.